Here we go. All right, I'm gonna go back here so I can see you. So hello everybody and welcome. Thanks for joining us today. I am so excited to be joined today with Haley Bungay. She is from Junior Achievement New Brunswick and they have some really cool stuff going on. So we thought we'd bring her in to give us a little chat about what's happening. Hello, Haley.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. First of all, I'm just going to let you maybe introduce yourself and you know what your role is with JA.
Well, sure. And before I kind of get into that, just I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to participate in this live. We're so grateful for the support that you and your team give us each year, and we're really happy to be here to talk about all things JA. My name is Haley Bungay. I'm the Vice President of Development and Communication for Junior Achievement New Brunswick. My role within the organization, as many now, varies. It could be anywhere from fundraising, volunteer recruitment, and event management. But currently right now, especially with the state of the world, my focus right now is introducing our newly created JA campus to students, teachers, and parents across New Brunswick.
Okay. Yeah. So for all of those maybe that aren't familiar with Junior Achievement and that, can you just give us kind of a brief synopsis of what your organization does basically, and maybe the role that you play with students?
For sure. And Junior Achievement is Canada's largest youth business education organization. It was established in New Brunswick by Mr. Casey Irving, Mr. Roland Frazee in 1984. At our core, we're dedicated to teaching students about entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and work readiness. This can be done through our in-school programs, our after-school programs. We can connect students with mentors in their community. Thanks to the dedication of sponsors and volunteers in the communities, we're able to provide all of these programs completely free of charge to students and teachers in all four corners of the province in both official languages.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'd say it is. Yeah, we're so proud to be able to do that completely free of charge, and we fundraise throughout the year, and it keeps us on our promise to never charge a student or a teacher to participate. As for the important role that it plays in student development, I think the first thing that really comes to mind for me is self-confidence. I myself am an alumni of the program, and I really do credit my time in the program to the success that I've had thus far in my career. We pride ourselves in having students from all walks of life participate in our program. So whether that student is an athlete, an artist, or maybe a tech guru, or maybe a student who just doesn't quite know where they fit with JA. It's really, really something special to see a student start our program and then see who they become at the end of that program. So whether it's a 1-hour program or an 18-week program, we see such a huge difference in our students once they've completed one of our programs.
That's great. I was
really incredible.
I was at your gala last year. We were just talking about that. It was the very last event, the very vast, big public event I was at for the last year. But
I think that goes for a lot of us.
Yeah, it really was amazing to see the self-confidence in these students, and you know, as they were presenting some of the stuff that they were doing and getting their awards and all this stuff, and really just chatting with some of them around the tables, and that you know, these students learned so much, and you could just see the self-confidence and the ability to problem solve and think and work together, and there was so much that came out of the program. It was really inspiring.
And that night celebrates our 18-week program, and sadly right now we're not able to host that program just because it's an in-person program, but we're hoping that kind of the winds change in our favor and we're able to do that. But that program there, I think, is probably what we're most known for, is the company program where the kids get to create their own business. They get mentored by business people in the communities, whether it's bankers, local entrepreneurs, somebody who works in a hospitality industry. Like, these kids get to meet some pretty incredible people and like work with them every week. It's a really great experience.
Yeah. So you guys did respond very, very quickly when, you know, when COVID happened and kind of shut down schools and shut down in-person stuff and that. Can you tell me about the JA campus that's been created.
Yeah, for sure. We're so excited about this newly created digital platform. Just to give you all a bit of background, our programs on a national level were slated to be digitized, so to speak, over the next 5 to 7 years. Obviously, when the pandemic hit a year ago and schools closed their doors, that timeline had to be moved up. And over the course of just a few weeks, staff from all the charters across Canada kind of came together, and we decided, okay, what do we need to do to continue our programs, to continue to have them available to students across the country, even if they're all at home. And in just a few weeks, we were able to take a few of our core programs, digitize them, and get them up onto Digital Campus. In the months that came after that, our national office worked in partnership with the charters and an incredible team at Deloitte. And Deloitte has put millions of dollars into what we now call the JA Campus. It's truly a state-of-the-art, secure platform for students, teachers, and parents to continue to be part of the JA family. And we're so excited about what it is today and kind of where it came from a year ago to what the folks are seeing online now.
Mm. Yeah, I took a cruise and looked at it a little bit. What kind of courses are in the JA campus that the students can access?
The best part is they're all of our programs that you may know and love, that maybe you yourself have delivered on your own in person more than a year ago, obviously. So there are programs that start in grade 3. We go all the way to grade 12. At the moment, there are 16 programs that are housed on that digital campus right now. Anywhere from financial literacy, learning to work with money, managing your money, job interviews, making a resume, all kinds of things that necessarily might not be taught in the classroom. That's where JA comes in, and we're able to provide that kind of curriculum to the teachers, and then they don't have to go back in and reinvent the wheel.
Real life skills.
Real life skills
that people really need to know and don't necessarily get, like you said, it's not in a standard curriculum for
exactly
school,
and we find that the response that we've gotten from the community has just been so overwhelming. The fall, we worked really hard to ensure that every single teacher in this province received information on the programs that are available to them, as they also were treading through these uncharted waters. The great thing about our campus is that it gives us the opportunity to reach even more students than we've ever been able to before. In the past, each year we would reach about 15,000, which is a very significant number. But if you think now all they need is an internet connection and a device of some kind, think how many students we're able to reach now. Just so much more. So we do have 16 programs. They're all available completely free of charge to students, parents, teachers, whoever wants to go on there and check them out. You're more than welcome. Again, I'll say it again, it's completely free of charge. And it kind of seems like every day we have a parent or a teacher reaching out to get more information on the platform. And it just makes us so happy to know that it's being used at such a high level.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think, the cool thing when I was on it, and I was kind of taking a look, the cool thing about it is that for some, the junior achievement program was kind of that program over there. And if you never really looked at it, you had no idea what it is. This really is showing people, this is what this program's about. This is what we're doing. And, come and take a look, come and come and take a peek at what's happening. And it's impressive.
It is. And it's kind of funny that you say that, everybody kind of knows Jay, and it's kind of over there. And our CEO, who I'm quite sure is on the live right now, she always says that JA is the best kept secret, and hopefully this maybe knocks us down to maybe not so much of a secret anymore, that we're out there and we've got this digital platform and we're not just relying on paper anymore.
Yeah, and I think sometimes with programs like this, you see certain kids in it, and maybe some kids are like, oh, I don't know if that's for me, or I don't really. This really gives them that opportunity to go in and dip their finger in and try some programs
Exactly.
and really do, some of that a little bit of tempting, so that hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get into some of those in-person programs, which are spectacular.
Exactly. And, we're the same way. We've got our fingers crossed that we're going to be hopefully able to do something in the fall. Nobody knows kind of what the world's going to look like even a week from now. So we're planning for the best, and, hoping that we can get back into the schools and see the kids. And we know that they're all kind of chomping at the bit to get back. And it seems like every day we hear from somebody, when's JA going to start? When's JA going to start? So I know they're missing us. We're missing them even more.
Yeah, it becomes a community for them, right?
It really does. And it's interesting, the caliber of volunteers, especially with our after school program, the caliber of these people who come in week after week and give 3 to 4 hours a week and more sometimes, because they're going to be helping them throughout the week through email or text or whatever it is. It's absolutely incredible the time that these volunteers give and the caliber of people that they are. We've got entrepreneurs, business owners, we've got executives from corporations throughout the regions. Like, these kids, they may not know how lucky they are to get to work with these people, but I tell you, by the end of the program, they're feeling pretty good about what they've learned and who they got to work with.
Mm. And I know a few people who have been mentors and participated in volunteers. And one of the things that I think is really cool is all of a sudden these people that, some people might put up here on a pedestal, or they're kind of out there, again, not that they're not touchable, but students don't meet these people, that all of a sudden these people are now their friends. They're somebody they can access. And I love that feel of these entrepreneurs and these business people in Moncton or in New Brunswick that all of a sudden are accessible to these students.
It's funny you say that, because every year, and we haven't been able to host this event, but the New Brunswick Business Hall of Fame, that's our big one on the calendar every year. And a lot of the times, and especially in Moncton, because it's hosted there, our students get to attend. And for the students that get to come year after year, it's so interesting to see them go up to Mr. Irving, Mr. McCain, Mr. Ganong, and they know them. Like, the Hall of Famer knows the student, and they have a conversation. It's absolutely incredible to watch.
And they're excited to see them, and they're interested.
They're excited to see them.
Yeah, it's really, it's fun to watch that, and I think
it really is.
Students. You have an event called the World of Choice Virtual Events. So
yes.
It's more than one event, is that correct?
It is, yeah. Okay. We've run about 20 of them so far.
And can you tell us a little bit about, that's a national program?
It is. It's a national program. So the World of Choices events, they've quickly become one of my favorites. As the title states, the World of Choices events are really about opening up the world of choices for the participating students. So we've partnered with RBC Royal Bank and the RBC Foundation to provide virtual sessions for students across the province. It's been such a great experience for our youth to have the opportunity to speak with people in the workforce that are in there every day. They're in this world, and we know kind of how difficult this world is right now. But we've had entrepreneurs, we've had bankers, post-secondary institutions, so many more volunteers be mentors and be a part of the program. So the conversations that the students are having with these people is astounding. And kind of, I'll follow up with the volunteer after, and their main question is, or their main point after is always, oh my goodness, they ask some incredible questions. And probably 9 times out of 10, the students kind of stump this professional that we've brought in. And it's really interesting. And I think we've done about 20 of these now, and it never fails. Every time somebody asks a question, I was like, you're in grade 5 and you're asking these questions. It's absolutely incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. And it's interesting because you get the kids, they're not like adults. They're not afraid to ask the questions. That's why they ask these questions that are just like, this is what my question is. And there's no hesitancy of, oh, is this a good question or should I answer? Like it's I love working with
Exactly. And
students. They're, you know, they're just so much fun because they really don't have those learned behaviors of not asking the questions. They're all about
exactly.
learning.
Yeah.
So it's great.
There's just no fear. And I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well, we have
So
to
great.
instill that in our kids more and more, I think. Like we
Agree.
should
Yeah.
instill the fact that it's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to fail at stuff, but it's all a learning, it's all a learning curve. And sometimes, you know, sometimes our education system falls down a little bit in that education, right? Of,
Yes.
you know, it's all about marks and whether you pass or you don't pass and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But programs like this give kids opportunities to try things and to grow and to learn, and
Yeah.
without that ramification of pass or fail, it's learning. You're going to learn no
Yes,
matter what happens.
exactly.
You can learn.
Completely agree. Yep.
Do you have any favorite success story? I want to say any favorite stories about students that you've worked with?
Oh gosh, I have so many.
Say, I'm sure there's
Um,
lots.
it's and there's two or three every year, and I think it's really seeing the transformation of these students, especially in the company program. Typically, we would recruit students who are in grade 9, and then hopefully we have them until they graduate. To think about them kind of when they started and where they finish. And I've said this 100 times. It's incredible, and I can't tell you how many times a parent has reached out and in a good way has asked, what did you do to my child? They're seeing such a difference in their personalities. They're working harder, they're studying harder, thinking about opening their own businesses. They just see such a change in a really positive way with their children. And we've got lots of success stories. Probably one that people may know of, Go-Go Gymnastics.
Okay, yeah.
Who Kara, she went through our program just shortly before I did, actually. Kara was one of my mentors when I was in the program. Kara went through JA. And I mean, what a success story she has now.
Oh, you're freezing on us.
Level. And he's gone through our program. We love having him. He's now opened up his own little business, and we're working with him on hopefully a national project, and it's really cool to see. But again, there's so many. It's hard to pick one or two. Yeah, but those are just a couple of examples.
So, in your own opinion, so just you, because you've been through some of the programs and you've been with the organization for a while, what would you pick as you would say like the one top thing that students get from participation?
I guess I'll say it again, is the top thing that students get from our program, I think, is self-confidence. We meet kids who, hardly say 2 words, can't look me in the eye, don't even think about a handshake or, having a conversation. Then we work with them, whether it's over a short 1-hour program, a longer 18-week program. And at the end of that, you can't get them to stop talking. It's, you have a student who would never speak in front of a group of people. And then in grade 12, they're up at the podium and they're hosting one of our galas, or they're rubbing shoulders with members of the New Brunswick Business Hall of Fame. These kids, the opportunities that they have, and you kind of watch them go up to somebody and you're like, I don't think that they know exactly who they're talking to, because I think if they did, they'd kind of have that little bit of they'd step back and be like, oh my goodness, it's crazy who I just got to speak to. But I love that they have no fear. And I love that we can see such a huge difference, even in the course of an hour. We go in and do a program. We can talk about this forever, and just see the students, it's great. I love it. And their self-confidence just skyrockets when they get to participate in a JA program. It's amazing.
Right. So how do people get involved? So all of our members who are watching out there, anybody else who's out there, whether they're watching live or they're going to watch this replay, tell us how we can be involved in this and how, we can get in there if we want to. And
okay, well, we definitely want you to. We're always looking for volunteers to help us spread the word about our organization. we're one day hoping we're not going to be the best kept secret, and that people will continue to talk about JA and really get our programs and our name out there. We're finding that now, especially with the development of our JA campus, more and more teachers are looking to have volunteers come in and virtually visit their classrooms. So typically what happens is they've had their class complete one of our programs on the campus, and then they reach out and they're like, oh my goodness, the students really enjoyed this activity. Is there somebody in the finance industry that you could kind of get to virtually visit our classroom? So there's all kinds of opportunities like that. If anybody's interested in doing that, happy to chat further. We're also always seeking financial support, and so that we can continue to provide our programs completely free of charge. We're a small team of 3 full-time staff, and we work incredibly hard to fundraise throughout the year so that we can keep that promise of never charging a student or a teacher or a parent to participate in JA. So no matter what your economic status is, there will always be a seat at the table for with JA. There's just so many ways that you could become more involved. And as you can tell tonight, I love talking about JA. I love getting new people involved. So happy to have any conversations that anybody, if they're saying, I have this amount of time, I'd love to do something, or if there's something you'd like to sponsor, we're happy to have those conversations as well.
So for financial funding, like, where do you get your funding from now? Is it all individuals and companies?
It's all individuals and companies. So we don't receive any government funding.
Okay.
We fundraise with local business, provincial corporations, kind of you name it. It's
whoever wants to write the check. Is that
whoever wants to write the check. Yeah, like we're definitely not picky.
Well, BPW Greater Moncton is definitely very proud to be a supporter. We think it's an amazing program, and we definitely want to continue to help. I'm going to put that out there now to our members and to anybody watching this, that if you want to get involved, if you have a few extra bucks that you can donate, great. If it's not money, that's fine. Reach out to Haley, reach out to the organization, and see what you can do as far as volunteering. But I also encourage you to go and check out the JA campus and take a look around what they're actually doing and some of the events that are happening. If you go on their website, like I did, I was like, oh, look at all the stuff that's going on. So it's really impressive, all of the things that that you're doing to support students and their education and their self-confidence. And I love that. I love that being the main thing, right? It's that if we can get kids out here that are self-confident, that aren't afraid to ask questions, that aren't afraid to do stuff, and that we're in good hands in the future, that's for sure.
Well, and that's our whole goal is, we want them to be successful, we want them to be confident, but mostly we want them to do that right here in New Brunswick. We want them to stay. There are so many great opportunities right here in New Brunswick, and if we look at the caliber of kids that we're seeing go through our programs, I think we're going to be in good hands.
That's awesome. And we have lots of people that are now coming to New Brunswick. So I really think the tide is turning on the mass exodus of thinking that you have to go outside of New Brunswick. There's a lot of opportunity. We're growing, we're doing well. And
for sure,
we want our kids to stay here for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming on with us today.
Well, thank you so much.
We love everything that you're doing there. Keep up the great work, and we will continue to support you.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. This was great to chat with everybody. And again, if anybody wants to reach out, happy to have some more conversations.
And we'll post the link to your website in the comments for this video as well. So if anybody wants to check out the website, and then they can I'm assuming they can get a hold of you through the website.
They can, and I'll comment with my email address as well.
Perfect. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Have a great night. Great chatting.
Thank you.